Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I was just inspired to make a Christmas card. I usually reserve that for Wednesdays, but it's getting close to Christmas, and I'm in the mood. I'm going to be making my usual 5x7 card today. I'm going to make a horizontal one. So this measures 10 inches by 7 inches. Scored it at the 5-inch mark. Fold it. Crease it with your bone folder. And then I cut out a piece of black cardstock and a piece of white cardstock. I used GinaK's Master Layouts 8 for this because I like the stitched edge on this die, but you don't need to have that. If you don't have it, this black measures 6 3/8 by 4 3/8, and the white measures 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to be using the new set I got from GinaK, the Christmas Begins with Christ stamp set. And I am using this snow globe / bubblegum die. This is from Creek Bank Creations, and it's their snow globe die number 21017. And I have already cut that out, and I cut out the snow globe in white cardstock. Then I cut just a piece of it out of clear acetate. I'm not making a shaker card, but I want this to look like a snow globe. So I'm putting the acetate in it. And then I cut this out of gold mirror because this die, it has the outline, and then you put the center in. And so that's what I did for the top layer. It also has various pieces parts if you want to turn this into a bubblegum machine. All right, so let me get started. I'm going to start by stamping on this piece. So I'll get out my Misty here. I'll put this down in the bottom corner. Now, I'm not going to be able to fit a whole lot on this. So I do want to put the manger. And I want that down at the bottom, I think. I'm going to stamp the manger first. I'm going to be stamping and then ink blending. And these stamps need to be conditioned. And I'm just going to rub my finger across them. That just gets off the coating that comes on them from the factory. And I'm using VersaFine Clear Nocturne. Just stamp that up. And I want this to be nice and dark. So I may do it a couple of times. Yeah, I'll do that one more time. Okay, now I'll just clean that stamp off with my tidy towel. All right. And now I do want to put Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in the center of the Nativity. And I'm gonna pull it down a little bit so it looks like they're out. They're more forward from the manger. If I had moved it up, it would have looked like they were inside, but I want them to kind of be in front of the manger. All right, and I need to condition them. And stamp that. There seems to be something on my stamp. Let's see how it stamps. Almost seems like a little, it looks like a little flaw. Let me see. Well, it might have just been a piece of I think it was an extra piece of rubber that was on the stamp. It came off easily. I'll bring it up where you can see. It looks like there's a hole in Joseph's shoulder. So I'll just stamp over that, and that should cover it nicely. Yep, that covered nicely, but I'm going to stamp it one more time because I want this to be nice and dark. Okay. Now clean that off with my tidy towel. Okay, now I want to put the star up at the top. And I'm going to have it so that the star is coming down on top of the manger. Or the creche, or whatever term you want to use for it. And I'll stamp that one more time. Now I have a little bit of room on the sides, so whatever I stamp over there, it's not all going to show because this is going to get covered up. But I do kind of want to fill in the back a little bit. So let's see. I wonder. Okay, on this side I'm going to put, there's a little animals like a lamb and a sheep. I'm going to put them right there. And condition. And one more. And that looks good. And then on this side, I'm going to have a little bit of the wise men coming in. You're not going to see a whole lot of them. And this would make a great card front with all of the different scenes just by itself. Get that really dark. And that looks good. So I'm done. I don't think there's any more. The donkey wouldn't look right. Well, I could put, no, I'm not going to put the donkey on. I don't want to do too much. Know when to stop, I guess. All right. Turn this off. Set that aside. All right, now I just have my small waffle flower grip mat here because I'm just going to ink blend on here. And I see I've got some ink. And I'm just going to dampen this a little bit because it tends to dry out. And then that'll help it stick. All right, now I'm going to do yellow. And let's see, I picked Wild Dandelion. I want the light coming up from Jesus to the Star. And I just need a piece of scrap paper. I'll use, and I'm just going to lightly, I'm going to start down here. And come up to the star. Just like that. Now I've got some blues. I like these Tim Holtz Distress Oxides for skies. I'm going to start with a Stormy Sky, which is a lighter blue. And I'll just use, yeah, I like that color. And I'm just going to do the whole background now. And sorry, I still sound like I have a head cold. It is getting better. Okay, now I'm going to add in a little bit of the Uncharted Mariner, which is more of a, that's a really dark color, so I'm not, yeah, we just want a little bit of this. Just a little bit of this too on the sides. That'll give a little shadowing to the snow globe. And then Chip Sapphire, which is a darker. So I'm just going to go in the center. Just kind of make it look more nighttime. And I like the looks of that. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I I don't know. I was thinking of adding a little bit of GinaK's blue denim, but I think it might be a little much. Oh, no, that actually will brighten it up some. So let's go in again. Okay. And then I'm going to come back with the wild dandelion. And really brighten this up. There. Okay. Actually, I want to didn't get a whole bunch on Jesus there, did I? There we go. Okay, done with the ink blending. Put my brushes away before I get ink where I don't want them. Now, take off my mat. Just gonna clean that. And it doesn't matter that I got ink down here because that's going to get covered up. Now I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper here. Then I'm going to take off my glasses and set them totally aside because I'm going to get out some of this lunar paste. And I'm just going to use a toothpick here just to get a little bit on my mat. And then I'm going to squirt water on it. And I have a hidden fan brush. If you don't know why I'm taking off my glasses, I had a pair of prescription glasses that I wore one day when I was doing this, and it ruined my frames a lot. So now I'm just going to do a little splattering. And this kind of makes it look like there's stars in the sky, and will give a hint of golden sheen. If you can see that. See how pretty that looks. I don't want it to look like snow. I wanted it to look like stars in the sky. So now I'm just going to clean this off here. That's all I needed for that. Okay, now normally this takes a little while to dry. But I'm going to clean my, I don't know if you can use a tidy towel with this, but I'm about to find out. Get any extra splatters that are maybe on here off. And then I'm just going to dry that real quick. Put my brush away. And I'll clean out my brush later. Now, because I used that, which may take a few moments to dry, I want to raise it up anyhow. I want it to make it look like a three-dimensional snow globe. So I'm going to take, first I'm taking the back of this and the acetate that I used. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around here to glue the acetate down. Now I need to get my glasses back on. And they're safe and sound. Okay. All right. Just going to use a little bit of glue. If I can get it to come out. There we go. This is just to hold the acetate on here. And I want to get it lined up, which I always have difficulty doing. All right. Well, come on. All right. Now I did get a little bit of glue on my acetate, so I'm just going to take a wet wipe. All right. And that will go on here. However, I'm using these GinaK shaker strips. You could turn this into a shaker card, but I didn't want to make this a shaker card. But I do like the height of the shaker strips. So I'm going to put this all the way around. Let's see, we'll start over here. And hopefully this is the right width that we're not going to see it from the front. Let's see, I'm going to take this top layer off because I think it'll bend easier and curve around without the strip on. And I didn't quite get my acetate lined up perfectly, so I'm going to trim a little bit of that off. And then this, I'm just going to bring it down and around. To make sure I don't have any edges showing, and I have a little bit of extra acetate over here, so let's just trim that off. And these are the wrong scissors to do that with. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on here just so I can have some wiggle room to put this down. And hopefully I can get this straight. I'm going to stand up. Line that up. Do need to trim a little over here. Right. Nobody will see the back, so don't be afraid to trim. And I need a little bit of moisture. I'm going to get that a little bit of glue off. One nice thing about foil cardstock is if you get glue on it, just let it dry for a minute and then it will just polish right off. And a little bit of extra up here needs to come off. There we go. All right, now get my card base back. These, I know I'm going to put together, so I'm going to glue those together right now. And try and get those lined up as straight as I possibly can, and that looks actually very good. And this will go on the front here. And now my globe is going to stick out above that. But I'm not done. Oh, I can see I got some edges back here. I really need to trim up. Let's get this off of here. All right, let's use my little fiskars. All right. I'll just go all the way around and trim it nicely, hopefully. And a little bit down here. I envy the people who can get things on straight the first time. And there's still just a little piece here that looks a little square. That's better. Okay. That's how that's going to go on. But I want to do some stamping because I'm going to use some of the sentiments from this. I like this Christmas Begins with Christ. I want to put that right there in the center. So I'm going to get my stamping platform back out. I thought I'd use this. I have a friend who is really religious, and I thought this would be a nice card for her for Christmas. So my card's going to be here. And Christmas Begins with Christ over here. I'll put that right about there. Yeah. All right. And I need to condition this stamp. And once you've conditioned your stamp, you don't need to do it again. And if you forget to condition it, no big deal. You'll just need to stamp several times. Otherwise, you'll get like little bubbly marks in your ink. spot in the middle. That looks good. All right, clean that with my tidy towel. And then there's, I think I want to put one of these sayings. The true light which gives light to everyone was coming into the world, John 1:9, or that one's too big. We're going to use this one down here. Just a little saying below that. Yep. Making a mess as usual. And I'm going to do one more. When you're stamping little delicate words, you really don't want to press down too hard on your stamp, because then you can actually kind of smash your stamp. And that came out nice. All right, clean that off. Let me put this card together and add some more bling. Okay, front of our card. You could pop this up. This card's going to be hand delivered. I wouldn't pop this up if you use the shaker strips on the front of the big card, because that would just add a requirement for extra postage. And that is going to go here. Now, this is a little too in your face shiny for me, which I can't believe I'm saying that. Now, I've got a couple of options. I had cut out a plain one, but I had also cut this out in, oh, yeah, okay. I had some paper stock that looked like a paper bag, and I cut out that strip. There should be one more piece, and here's the other piece. Because when I was going to do it on the white, I thought of adding that here, and you might be able to see it better on here. This is the bottom of the layer, so it makes it look like a wooden snow globe base, and that's what I'm going to put on here. I think that will just add, tone down the glossiness and make it look like it's a golden globe with a wooden base. If that makes sense. See, that looks a lot better. Got a little bit of extra glue here. And I need to hold that down for just a moment, because on the glossy paper, it may tend to shift. And I need to clean a little bit of the glue off of the wet wipes. If they dry out, you can keep them on hand and just use a little bit of water to reactivate. All right, now I think I'll add just a few clear rhinestones once I get that glue off there. Not very many. It's not going to need a lot. Let's see. One there. I'm going to add one more. Okay, just 3 on that one. All right, that is my card for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.